Hi, it's Michelle Crawford of Curious Coaching, and today we're going to do something a little different. Today's topic is Yes, Woo Can, Science, Spirituality, and Cannabis. It's no secret that for cannabis consumers, a deepening relationship with their spiritual life or their spirituality is quite common. Myself personally, I am someone with extensive spiritual training. I went to Catholic school for my entire life up until I graduated high school, and was devoutly Catholic and still am, pretty Catholic inside. At the same time, I've been exploring other kinds of spiritual practices and learned a lot. So with that, I'm like to present to you some ideas that I've had that that come from my training in spiritual life and my use of cannabis and also my love of science. So today I'd like to share with you a little story about what it's like to be a cannabis health coach with regard to breathing. So breathing is a fundamental activity to life, and yet you'd be surprised how few people in at least our culture really take full, deep breaths using their diaphragms, not necessarily their chest, the big muscle at the bottom of your rib cage, whose movement up and down causes your lungs to fill and empty. This movement in our bellies, bringing our diaphragms up and down, is what fills and empties our lungs. We can feel this motion all in our bellies and in the back of our bodies, right here, lower back area to the mid back area, like a tire around you, like a bellows, like a bagpipe. I've learned a lot about breathing from trying to become a better singer. As you know, singers have to control their breath, use their breath, sing out with a lot of support from the diaphragm, and learning to breathe is essential to that. In my cannabis work, I have been witness to people learning to inhale cannabis for the first time. And you'd be surprised that that can be difficult for some people because of our kind of, I would say, cultural trend to not take a deep breath. So it was very convincing to me anecdotally in my practice of coaching, which is not a medical practice, by the way. It's just a business and educational. But it's been really interesting to me to note how much guidance people need around taking full deep breaths, extending their bellies out, feeling their diaphragms go up and down, not just breathing up here in the chest, which is very shallow and will never get your brain enough oxygen to be optimized in its cognitive function. So all around the world, spiritual trainings of other cultures, more ancient than ours, have used breathing as a technique in many ways for health, for journeying to the shamanic realities, for prayer, and for being present. And I don't think we need really a lot of science to convince most average viewers of this video that you need breathing for good health. So it's another way in which cannabis, by practicing inhaling, is a way to understand a little bit more about your breathing, how deep you're breathing, whether or not you're really getting a full inhale and a full exhale. Something I've noticed in my own cannabis use is that when I'm breathing deeply and inhaling cannabis at the same time, not all the cannabis comes out on my first exhale. There's still some that comes out with my second exhale, and to me that means like, oh, I really got it all the way down into like my entire lungs. And that's a good sign for me. I notice when I'm teaching other people to inhale that if they're not able to really exhale the inhaled vapor or smoke for the entirety of their exhale, then their lungs weren't full, and then the smoke or the vapor stops at a midpoint, during their exhale, it's kind of a sign, like what went in did not come out, you know, or what went in was lesser than what's coming out. It's interesting to see people's breath amplified and highlighted by the presence of the vapor or the smoke that they're trying to work with. Another way that cannabis helps with this inhalation thing is by just being relaxing. And I think by promoting laughter and talk. So, you know, that is it for our first installment of Yes, Woo Can. Let's talk about science, spirituality, and cannabis from the perspective of me, Michelle Crawford, your certified cannabis health coach and educator. Look me up my website if you want to know more about my services. That is at www.cannacuriouscoaching.com. My little 3-year-old is copying me saying that now, and it's pretty hilarious. All right, you guys have a wonderful weekend. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.